So the ceasefire isn't holding. West Asia remains on edge. Israel and Iran continue to trade missiles. But for a moment, let's look at the announcement itself. The post where Trump declared a ceasefire. It came the same way as the strike order, with a post on social media. Trump is a known risk taker. But even by his standards, a direct strike on Iran was a major gamble. So did it pay off? Did the strike achieve its objectives? That depends on how you define success. If the goal was to hit Iran's nuclear program, then the US did make gains. Satellite images from Fordo, Isfahan and Natanz show visible damage. But that's where the certainty ends. Beyond those craters, the outcomes are less clear. On the day of the attack, Trump said he wanted to neutralize the nuclear threat from Iran.
The objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success.
Yes, the strike damaged infrastructure. But Iran's nuclear program remains intact. Tehran says its uranium stockpile is safe. The material was moved out before the strikes. More importantly, Iran still possesses the know-how. It still has the scientists, it still has the technology, and it still knows how to enrich uranium. That means it may be a matter of time Tehran has other sites and a proven record of scaling up quickly. So if the US goal was to halt Iran's nuclear progress, Trump may have only delayed it, not destroyed it. But what about targeting the regime itself? Trump did speculate about this. He raised the possibility with a post on Truth Social. He said, and I quote, "It's not politically correct to use the term regime change. But if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change?" These comments put Trump at odds with members of his own administration. But this wasn't the first time Trump took an aim at Iran's leadership. Before the American strikes, he suggested Iran was losing ground.
Iranian foreign minister this afternoon said if the U.S. is serious about negotiations, that you would call up Israel and request that they stop their airstrikes. Will you make that request?
Well, I think it's very hard to make that request right now. If somebody's winning, it's a little bit harder to do than if somebody's losing.
He was referring to Israel's Operation Lion, the first wave of aerial attacks. It took out several top Iranian leaders, both within the military establishment and the nuclear program. To that extent, these losses are damaging for Iran. But will they trigger regime change? That's highly unlikely. Instead, these strikes may have hardened Iran's resolve. Yesterday's strike on the US base in Qatar proved that. The attack raised tensions even further. It threatened to pull other West Asian powers into this conflict, and it put US troops in West Asia right in the line of fire. And even now, after he declared a ceasefire, there is no guarantee that it will stick. Hours after Trump's announcement, the missile launchers haven't fallen silent. Iran and Israel are blaming each other for the ceasefire violations. So this still remains a volatile situation. And the fallout from Trump's gamble is still unfolding. His decision to strike Iran split the Republican Party and divided his own MAGA support base. Taking risks in real estate is one thing. Taking them in West Asia could be dangerous, because a single mistake could set off a chain reaction and engulf the entire region in conflict.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karj mo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
4兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.